Are you trying to make sense of the housing market right now? Feeling a little bit lost in the maze of information? Well, if you are, you're definitely not alone. But today we're going to cut right through all that noise because I want to show you a hidden opportunity that could change everything for you. Let's dive in. I mean, seriously, one headline screams that prices are plummeting, and the very next one says it's a seller's market. You hear that sales are way down, but then rents are at an all-time high. It is a total whirlwind of conflicting information. And if you feel like you're getting whiplash just trying to keep up, trust me, you are in very good company. And this quote, this right here, it absolutely nails the situation. The problem we're seeing right now isn't a fundamental issue with the housing market itself. No, it's a problem with our perception of it. So let's unpack exactly what that means for you as a buyer. Okay, so to really get why everyone's so confused, you gotta look at the data. And right now, the numbers, well, they're telling two completely different stories at the exact same time. It's pretty wild. So on one hand, you look at this and think, wow, this looks like a buyer's paradise. I mean, sales are at a 30-year low and prices have dropped a solid 17% from their peak. But then you look at the other side. The rental market is absolutely on fire, and the actual underlying demand for housing is through the roof. So what gives? Why are so many people hesitant to buy when they so clearly need a place to live? Well, the answer isn't really inside the housing market itself. It's in a perfect storm of outside factors that just rolled in and created this thick, confusing fog of uncertainty. Let's start to clear the air. So first off, we had a brutal, record-breaking winter that literally kept buyers at home. Then you had these major economic jitters around the new USMCA trade deal, which made both businesses and regular people pretty nervous. And then to top it all off, an unexpected global conflict sent oil prices soaring. Now think about it. None of these things have anything to do with the long-term value of real estate, but all together, they created a perfect storm of anxiety. And not conflict in Iran? It's a classic example of what analysts call a black swan event. You know, it's that thing that nobody sees coming, that just comes out of left field and completely rattles the economy and, this is the key part, consumer confidence. It is exactly the kind of shock that makes people hit the pause button on huge life decisions, like buying a home. And this brings us right back to the core idea. It's so important. The long-term demand for housing, what we call the market's fundamentals, they're still incredibly strong. What we're actually seeing is just a temporary crisis of confidence, not some kind of fundamental market collapse. But here's the twist in the story. If you only focus on the nervousness of this very moment, you are going to miss the single biggest thing that's shaping the future of housing. And believe me, that is where the real opportunity is hiding. Okay, so you're going to want to lean in for this part because this is probably the most critical piece of the puzzle for any potential buyer right now. We are heading directly, and I mean directly, for a massive, unavoidable housing supply cliff. And this is a number that should really make you sit up and pay attention. Over the last 3 years, new residential development, it's plummeted by over 90%. Let that sink in. That's not a slowdown. That's a near complete shutdown of the future housing pipeline. The consequences of this are, well, they're inevitable. Here's how it's going to play out. Right now, today, it feels like there's a lot of choice out there for buyers. But as population growth gets back to normal over the next couple of years, we're going to hit mid-2029 and there will be almost zero new condos ready for people to move into. The result? Well, after 2029, we're looking at a severe housing shortage, which can only lead to one thing: intense upward pressure on prices. So, after hearing all that, what does this actually mean for you? It means this weird period of uncertainty isn't a reason to be scared. It's a strategic and very, very limited window of opportunity. I mean, just look at this. The choice is stark. You can buy today, and you're going to find more options on the market, prices that have been reset, and pretty favorable interest rates. Or you can wait, and you'll be fighting for scraps in a hyper-competitive market with soaring prices. The bottom line is this. The buyer's advantage is here right now, but it's not going to be here for long. Okay, so you see the long-term forecast, you see the opportunity. The big question is, how do you turn all that knowledge into a smart, actionable plan right now? Let's walk through the steps. It really just boils down to 3 simple things. First, trust the fundamentals. The long-term need for housing in our region isn't going anywhere. Second, you have to seize this moment. This unique buyer's window is real, but it is temporary. And third, and this is so important, get professional guidance. This is a complex market, and working with an expert who lives and breathes this data every single day is the surest way to make a really confident decision. And that is what this is all about for me. It's about turning all that uncertainty you're feeling into a confident opportunity. My goal is to empower you with the knowledge you need to make a great decision for you and your family, and to navigate this market with total ease. You know, they say the biggest opportunities are often found in times of uncertainty. The boldest moves can reap the biggest rewards. So, are you ready to seize your opportunity? Let's get out there and find your perfect home before this market really heats up again. Click the link below, schedule a free, no-obligation consultation with me, and let's start exploring your options today. Thanks for watching.